There have been a number of significant changes during the last 10 years, but what has been very significant was the application, the implementation, the adoption of measures for the mitigations of greenhouse gas emissions for the first time in the marine industry, the implementation of EEDI and SEM, more specifically, which led to an era where we have seen again the issue of how vessels can become more efficient and what is the energy profile of vessels both built now or in service. It has been a very challenging regulation, and it has led to many, let's say, criticism, but we can see now that we're going in the right direction, and this is a very good step for the marine industry. There are a number of challenges ahead before 2020, but one challenge perhaps that we could extinguish as a very challenging one is the application of the sulfur limits for the ECA zones, the ECA areas. And there we will see the applications of alternative fuels and a number of issues that have to be dealt with, like new technologies being applied, scrubbers, LNG, the LNG storage, and the setup of a new supply chain for LNG as an alternative fuel. LNG seems to have the whole package in terms of availability, pricing, and above all, environmental profile and emissions profile. However, there is still a long way to go before we can make it a feasible option for all ports and especially deep sea shipping. What we see is that 2015 will be a big milestone because we will have the implementation of 0.1 sulfur limit in the ECA areas. Then in 2020 we will have a 0.5 limit for Europe, and until 2025 we will have a global limit for 0.5 sulfur. These will be the milestones, and we expect that a significant part of shipping will be fueled by LNG by 2030. There are a number of contributing factors on how things will evolve in the next 10 years. So the situation is a bit chaotic and we cannot predict things. No one knows what will happen, how LNG or other technologies will be implemented, or how fossil fuels and the oil industry will react to all these developments. What we have to keep in mind, however, even especially for people who are now considering a new building project, is to have, let's say, a sensitivity analysis, having in mind 2 or 3 scenarios that could happen, take mitigation measures against technologies emerging in the future. For example, we have seen owners considering the LNG option and even taking a small amount of the investment of a conversion, let's say 2%, to have the vessel more prepared for an LNG conversion. This is quite critical if we want to avoid unnecessary costs in the future. LNG represents quite an opportunity for Greece as well. We have so many islands and the need to serve these communities all year long. So LNG could, to some extent, offer a solution to the fuel prices and the fuel cost of coastal shipping in Greece. And it is important that we support LNG and perhaps support the investments made in order to have a more clear more clean and better priced fuel for a competitive transportation in the Greek islands. Yes, we have started such an effort along with our project leaders which are Q Energy and Lloyd's Register and Hellenic Lloyd's as the main technical advisor is now supporting the implementation of Poseidon Med, a new project in Greece which entails the conversion of passenger vessels and the creation of the infrastructure to support LNG as fuel in Greece.